Hello, welcome back. We have another Multiversus patch. This time, Season 1.02 patch notes. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. The new stuff, of course, Gizmo was added in. He's really fun. He's really cool. Definitely check him out. Spectator mode now displays team colors properly. Okay, and then fast settings have been added to support lower NPCs. That's just, I mean, that's all good stuff. Not much to say, though. Now, here's the big one, the Hurt Box update. So this is pretty nice. A lot of your moves should connect a lot better and actually make sense, as you can see, like from the before and after. Before they were kind of using like a, I don't know what to call it, other than like a pill system where it's like, it just looks like a big pill that you hit. And now it actually is mapped to the character's limbs and all that stuff. So now you should hit people when you definitely should hit them. And then for a lot of attacks, you should be able to, like, there won't be as many instances of, that didn't hit me, why the hell did it hit me? Now it should be a lot more accurate. I have noticed that actually a lot of your combos might require some adjusting. I think most of the combos that I've been doing have still linked the same, but I just have to position myself a little bit different to actually connect, so that's good. I'm glad that this finally came in. And then the projectile system update. So basically, they're trying to make it easier for you to recognize interactions between projectiles, so that you don't have to have like a encyclopedic knowledge of every single character's projectiles, what to do, all that stuff. So the way it works now is we have standard projectiles that will clank with other ones, which means they both destroy. Clank is just both projectiles get destroyed. And then there's a heavy projectile. Heavy projectiles break enemy projectiles and can only clank with other heavy projectiles, and they cannot be reflected. So basically, if you have a standard and a standard, they both destroy. If you have a heavy and a standard, the heavy wins. If you have a heavy and a heavy, they both get destroyed. And if you have a heavy and like a shield or whatever, the projectile goes through. So that's nice. I actually like how they explained it, and hopefully this is easy to understand. They also made it to where barriers and buffs that block projectiles more consistently block stuff, which is always good. And then projectiles that explode no longer hit fighters that block the projectile. That was an issue, especially if you were using Wonder Woman trying to block, like, Bugs as a rocket or something like that, is you would block the projectile, but the explosion would still hit you, so you really didn't. And then for keyboard, for mouse and keyboard users, you can map different directional attacks so that you don't, like the example they have is probably the best one. Down attack can be mapped to a key so that you can perform down attacks without also fast falling, which is nice. That's just a quality of life thing, because it sucks whenever you want to do, your down air, but by doing down air you fast fall and then your attack whiffs because, you didn't account for also falling. So it makes a lot of attacks easier to land, in my opinion. Then some more gameplay updates. Wall and floor and ceiling mounts is no longer restore dodge meter energy. That's nice. And then improved input handling when attack/special is executed at the same time as jump. In the past, it was possible for jumps to interrupt attacks and specials, thus leading to ignored actions. This change will improve the responsiveness of short hop attacks and specials. I like this one a lot because I like doing short hops and I like, doing jump-ins and stuff like that. And now, if it's more responsive, that's always good. I have noticed that, actually. And now we get to the fun stuff, the perks, right? Clear the air. Updated description text to explain that perk effect only applies to non-heavy projectiles. That's good. That works, perfectly in tandem with the system update. Ice to beat you. Projectiles will only apply ice debuff to fighters that are not already debuffed by ice. So what I'm assuming that means is you can no longer just spam projectiles and fully free someone. Now it's like you get one stack on them and that's pretty much it. But I mean, one stack is still helpful. We'll take that. Unstacked cooldown refund decreased from 0.5 seconds to 0.25 seconds. That's not bad. That's a nice nerf. So characters that do have cooldowns are going to be getting them a little bit slower, but like a quarter of a second really, I mean, it does matter in the long run, but I think for most characters, it's really not going to matter all that much. I know Morty will probably be taking a hit from that, but there are perks you can use to increase your cooldown and stuff like that, so you can counteract that pretty easily. But still, a quarter of a second, really not that bad. Make it rain dog. Unstacked projectile speed buff reduced from 10% reduced to 10% from 20%. Well, I guess it was also reduced by 10%. So yeah, that should make rain dog a little less annoying, hopefully, or any projectile characters and stuff less annoying, because you're not going to have projectiles just flying at you constantly. I mean, they're a bit slower, so it should give you more reaction time to dodge and stuff, so that's not bad. And then Sturdy Dodger, fix an issue where the perk would not stack properly. That's just, you know, a bug fix. That's good. Like I said in previous videos, I'm always for fixing issues to make sure that things work how the developers want them to work. Even if it might seem like a nerf or whatever, I don't really see those as nerfs or buffs or whatever, because the thing was legit broken and not working the way it was supposed to. So that's good that they fixed that up. And then maps, trampoline tree health reduced from 215 from 30, so now the trees break sooner, that's okay. I mean, the trees were kind of annoying, but I really never, like, noticed that they got in the way or anything. But yeah, they break sooner, so that's always good, I guess. Trophy's Edge, fix minor asymmetry in the main platform's collision so that it is now perfectly centered. That's good. And then the Cromulon stage. Added a new floating platform to both versions of Cromulons in the middle. If you've played after the patch, you will have definitely noticed that platform. I actually like it quite a bit because having all that empty space was kind of weird. Because like, it just, you know, there wasn't really a lot you could do. Like, it kind of made air combos boring because you couldn't play around platforms or strategize with any of them. You were just kind of, you know, just in open space and whatever. And just having that long pit of just nothing, it felt weird. It felt too empty in my opinion, and I actually really like the floating platform. I think it fills out the stage nice. I think it adds good like options for combos and counterplay and stuff. So yeah, I actually really like the new Cromulons. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I like it. So now we got the fun stuff, buffs and nerfs. I think almost every character got a change this patch. As you can see, like, we have a lot to go over. I think this might be the biggest patch they've released. So you know, grab your popcorn, grab your soda pop, or whatever you do, and buckle in, because I think we got a while to go. Now you can see the legend here. So whenever I'm explaining this stuff, you can also know down arrow's nerf, plus is buff. The wrench is a change, and then the bug is a bug. So Arya, the assassin passive got changed, removed the 5% additional damage taken debuff. So now assassins, I believe, don't take any extra damage. I know they nerfed it before, but I don't know. Well, I guess that means, because it says removed addition. It didn't say remove 5% of it, and I feel like if it was still on there, they would be like removed 5%. Now it's this. So yeah, they don't take any extra damage now, which is great, because assassins did feel too squishy, especially since most of them are kind of lighter in weight and they take more damage. You just die really fast, so that's a nice change, and it really benefits Arya. And then her air ground up special got nerfed. We are finding that reverted to early access version of the up special. So I believe what I've been seeing, because I don't play Arya, so I can't really speak on her too much, but from what I've been seeing on Twitter and just other community members, this change is not good. A lot of people are saying that the move sucks, it's inconsistent, it doesn't hit when it should, all that stuff. So maybe that needs to be reverted, but like I said, I don't really play Arya, so I'm not sure. And then her air ground up special got changed. Fix the bug that caused Arya's dash on hit to stop working after Taz turns her into a chicken. That's a good fix. I wonder why that's a change and not a under bug, because that seems, well, yeah, it says bug. All right. Then her air ground neutral special, fix an issue with long lingering hitboxes on Arya's stolen face. Neutral special. Okay, that's a good hitbox fix. So she was probably getting hit when she wasn't supposed to, or not able to get hit. So it's good that they fixed that. So Arya, really the only buff she got, or the really only change she got, was the 5% additional damage debuff removed, so she doesn't take any extra damage. And then we'll have to see on this. Hopefully they revert it, or they change it to something all new, to where it's more consistent and connects and all that good stuff. And then Batman, the Batman. Air down special, knockback angle change to send victims more horizontally. I'm okay with that. It was a little weird for his dive kick to just hit people straight up, so, you know, whatever. Batman still has really good killing potential and really good combos, so go for it. Air side attack, when landing the attack will allow carrying movement momentum earlier. That's good. That makes it easier to connect a lot of his combos and stuff. Maybe it opens up new ones since you actually carry your momentum and you can carry that speed. So hopefully some people find some new combo routes and stuff. That'd be cool to see. Then the ground down special, fix the bug that was preventing projectiles, sidestep from dodging all projectiles. That's good, because you want to dodge all projectiles when you're in your smoke, and then if a projectile still hits you, it kind of defeats the purpose of the move. so that's good that that's fixed. And then ground side attack fixed a bug that was causing the first jab to be delayed going into jab 2 when playing online. That's good because that means his combo should connect better, like his jab string should connect a lot better and actually work. So once again, I don't know why this is listed as a buff when it's a bug. I mean, technically it is a buff, but I would consider that just fixing a bug and making sure that the moves work as intended. And then here, bugs got a lot of nerfs, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to see. I'm very happy to see it, but hopefully, no, like, my issue with nerfing like this, crazily like this, is I'm hoping that people don't just give up on bugs. I hope that there's some kind of character loyalty in the Multiversus community, because I know a lot of people enjoy playing bugs. A lot of people put a lot of hours into bugs, and hopefully they didn't. I know I've seen a lot of people say like bugs is dead, bugs got killed this patch, drop bugs, all this stuff, but hopefully people still stick around and enjoy his gameplay and stuff. But I also haven't looked at this yet, so I don't know how bad it is. But yeah, air up special. Rocket now classified as a heavy projectile. Purple effect added to indicate armor break property. That's a good change, so it's easily recognizable. The rocket now class is a heavy projectile for his side special, so just for both the rockets. His air/ground neutral special. Safe now classified as a heavy projectile. Okay, that makes sense. It is a giant safe. Air down attack. Recovery lane cancel window delayed 2 frames. So I believe delayed 2 frames. So I guess you cancel out of it a little bit later? That's really weird wording. But okay, the 2 frames isn't much, so I mean, it's a very small change. Then air up attack. Hitbox active frames reduced. So now the bat has less active frames, which means it'll probably be easier to dodge, or they have to position themselves a lot better to actually hit you with it, which is nice because the up bat moves for Harley and Bugs are just so good. They're just so good. So I'm not upset that that got nerfed. I did think it was a little too strong considering the like couple times I've played Bugs, that's like the 1 kill move I know. I'm just like, I just got him with up air and then they're dead. It's like, what are they at, 60? They're dead. I got them, you know. So I'm not upset that that got a little nerfed. The air side attack, recovery lane cancel window delayed 3 frames. So yeah, you just cancel out of it a little bit later. So your opponent, or if you're playing against the Bugs, you have 3 extra frames to kind of get out of the way, or to capitalize, especially if they whiff punt, or if they whiff it. You can actually whiff punish them a little bit better now, so that's cool. The ground neutral attack, frame window to cancel into another ground neutral attack delayed, so now you can't get canceled into ground neutrals over and over again. So maybe people were looping or something like that, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, it sucks because I do like his ground neutral attack quite a bit, but eh. And then weight lowered to 50 from 55. He's a bit lighter, so now you can kill him a bit earlier. So that's good, especially if you don't like going against Bugs. I mean, if you're a Bugs player, you just have to play a little bit more carefully. That's it, you know. If you get higher, what I like to do, especially if I'm playing as a lighter character, is if you get to a higher percent, don't try to initiate, try to whiff punish, just bait out attacks, because most people online are bloodthirsty and they're going to try to rush you, especially if you get up to those higher percents. So just wait for them to make a mistake, whiff punish, and then you should be good. But it's only by 5. It's not that big of a change. I mean, it is, but it's not like world ending or whatever. You might die like 10-20% earlier, probably closer to 10% earlier. So I mean, just keep that in mind. You might have to play a little less aggressively. And then coming through dock signature perk, hitbox active duration reduced to 0.25 seconds from half a second. So now you just have to position yourself a little bit better to actually hit that, because you don't have as many active frames. And if you're playing against the Bugs, you have a little bit longer to get out of the way before those active frames start. Or at least, yeah. Just, if you're Bugs, position yourself better. That's it. Oh, I did not mute my phone. Whoops. Go ahead and put this on rest mode. Alrighty, so yeah, Bugs got nerfed. I don't think he's dead. I really don't. You just have to play a bit more carefully, because you can get whiff punished a lot more. You can't do cancels as fast, so that might change some of your combos and stuff. But nothing in here is like game ending. Like, they didn't nerf his damage on anything. They didn't nerf like how good his specials are and stuff. It's just more of just, you have to position yourself a little bit better, and you have to be a little bit more careful because you can get whiff punished easier now. But if you just slightly adjust your game plan while you're playing as him, I really don't think that he's going to play all that different. Just be more careful. There's a lot of stuff that you could get away with before that you might not be able to get away with now. But I think once people actually adjust to this kind of altered version of bugs, well, he's still probably going to see really good results. And then Finn got all buffs. Now, if this was before all his nerfs, this would horrify me, but I think Finn did need a little bit more power. So let's get into this. Assassin passive, same thing for Arya. He takes less damage now. Cool, that's good because they were, taking 5% extra damage. They're taking maybe a little bit too much, but now you will have higher survivability. You can stay in the fight longer and not get killed so fast. So yeah, passive starting gold to 200 from 100. You just buy your buffs, whatever you need. I mean, 200 gold, that's pretty good. Extra 100 gold anyways, so make good use of it. You have double your starting gold, so get those buffs sooner after landing less attacks, Air ground neutral special. Fix an issue where the shockwave from high-fiving an ally would not hit enemies. Once again, that should just be a bug fix, I think, because now the move is working as intended. Air up special. Adjusted vacuum hitbox to more consistently combo into the final hit. That is a good change. They did nerf his backpack. It's not as scary and terrifying as it was before. So it's good that once again they fix it to actually to work as intended, in my opinion, because it'd be a little weird hitting with the first 2 or 3 hits and then not hitting the last one. It's like I pulled him in, I hit him all the hits. Why did the last one whiff? I think this is a bug fix. It's working as intended. It's working the way they want it to. I know there were some really weird angles where things wouldn't quite connect, but I don't really see this as a bad change. Then the ground down attack, increased minimum distance traveled, which is nice. And then yeah, so increase the minimum distance travel. So now when you do your little like sword slam, you travel a bit more. I actually like using that move quite a bit as like kind of a way to, depending on the situation, I'll use it to dodge someone coming after me and hit their partner. And with the minimum distance traveled increased, that might be a little bit easier to do. You can go for the attack a little bit sooner. So yeah, Finn, good changes. We'll have to see this gold one to see how strong they are earlier in the match, because that might change it a lot. They might, start real strong early in the match because they have those buffs, but as it gets later and the team has, the enemy team has more time to adjust, maybe, Finn will fall off. But this definitely, puts the Finn player on a good track on the match. So that's good. Then Garnet. I know Garnet, a lot of people were saying Garnet needed buffs. Like I said, I've never played Garnet personally. I've played against a couple, but honestly, they're kind of rare. I don't really see them all that often. But maybe these buffs will change that. Maybe this will increase her pick rate and make her a little bit better, so more people are, attracted to play her. So air/ground neutral special. When Garnet bubbles a projectile, the projectile will not be able to hit herself or allies until the bubble expires. That's cool. I think that's more of just maybe the game working as intended. Like I said, I really don't play. I'm not even sure if I know Garnet's full kit, if I'm being honest, because none of my friends play her, and I barely play against her. But I mean, this sounds strong. Being able to actually bubble a projectile and keep it from hitting you, especially against like Morty or Gizmo or Tom and Jerry. So that's good, because I always see Garnet as like a brawler type character, and this really helps her get in and be able to actually push forward and attack those ranged characters. So that's good. The air ground down special, increased projectile speed to 2200 from 2000, and then the recovery frames decreased to allow for follow-up combos from the hit. So yeah, it looks like she can just combo off of this a little bit easier, and since it's faster, it might hit a bit easier because people have less time to react to actually get out of the way or dodge it or whatever. So yeah, hopefully we see some really cool combos being able to link from this. And then her air side attack, one on hit cancel window moved earlier, so now you can cancel out of it sooner. It looks like a lot of her, like all of her buffs help with her combo game. Like this one being able to easier to combo more easily from the projectile, that might open up some cool combo routes. And then being able to cancel earlier on the first attack from the side hit, hopefully that also opens up some new combo routes. And I'm really hoping either in tournaments or online or something we actually see some Garnets just go off. I want to see some crazy Garnet combos, and I think these buffs really push her in that direction. So if you're a Garnet player, you're probably pretty happy with this. Let's see. Harley, not too many changes. Remove the assassin penalty. Cool, whatever. The movement speed increased, so now she moves a little bit faster. That might change how some of her combos work, but maybe. But yeah, so Harley just moves a little bit faster, takes less damage because the assassin passive is removed. Really not too much to talk about there. Excuse me. And then the Iron Giant got more nerfs, which, fair enough. I know he was kind of on a tear. You can do so much damage with Iron Giant, like, because I used the main Iron Giant when the game came out before I moved on to Shaggy, and like, you can easily drop 500 to 600 damage in a match just from his butt slam, his comp. Like, he's a good character, so I'm not surprised he got nerfed. I just hope they didn't nerf him too bad. He's the only colossal character, so I imagine balancing him is kind of tricky, because there's nothing to compare it to, and you have to make this huge, massive character work with all these other ones. So, let's look at what they did. Passive, Rage Mode, Gray Health reduced to 15 from 30, so now you're a little less tanky. I know a lot of people are using Rage Mode purely just to tank up and be a little bit harder to kill for a couple seconds, which is fair. But, yeah, so you're just not going to be as tanky. You can't use your Rage Mode as a holy shit, I might die here button anymore. So just be more careful when you're playing Iron Giant. The air up attack reduced damage to 5 from 6, 1 damage. Yeah, that's not really a lot, but it does add up, especially if you're really good at landing the air up attack, and that's like your main way of killing people, and you do it a lot. That, like, over the course of a match, that might be the difference between, like 10 less damage to 20 less damage. So, yeah, but honestly, they could have nerfed it harder, but, yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Really not too much. It's only 1 damage. Really not much to come. I know it'll add up over the course of a match, but on its own, The air, ground, neutral, special ability and ammo cooldowns are now static cooldowns. Static cooldowns are not affected by cooldown reduction perks or buffs. Consuming an item or Iron Giant's art will still grant 1 bolt. Ability cooldown increased to 25 seconds from 23. So yeah, it takes him quite a bit longer to get all his stuff back. 2 seconds, and it's fixed, so you could, like, since I didn't use any cooldown reduction perks on Iron Giant, and I don't roll with anyone that did to, like, help both of us, so I don't know how bad that was, people reducing the cooldown of his stuff. I mean, I assume it was pretty bad, but yeah, just know that stop running cooldown perks on Iron Giant. They don't do anything anymore. And enjoy waiting 25 seconds now, I guess. Then the air neutral attack, whiff recovery increased. Just makes it easier for you to punish him when he whiffs it, which, I mean, especially with Iron Giant being the only colossal character, if you can whiff punish him, you're probably going to do a lot of damage because you can just combo the shit out of him. But yeah, Iron Giant, I don't think he really got hit too hard. I was expecting more. The way people were acting on, like, YouTube and Twitter is that, like, Iron Giant's dead, but I think that's just a theme in the community, is like, oh no, my character got nerfed, he's dead, I can't use him. But I really don't think he was hit that bad. I mean, he's less tanky, which I wonder if the really annoying tanky combination of Velma and Iron Giant is what inspired this change. That strategy probably isn't going to be as good anymore, but I think if you're not playing like a tank with another tank or someone that can beef you up like that, it's going to hurt a lot more. But yeah, not really too bad, honestly. Just you're less tanky when you go into rage mode, so be a little bit more careful. And with the air neutral attack, just make sure you can confirm it, because the whiff recovery is increased and you will probably get punished if you miss it. So yeah, and just remove those cooldown perks, because they ain't helping you anymore. Now let's go on to Jake. Jake got nerfs too. I actually have not played against a really good Jake in a while. All the Jakes I've been seeing have not been that great. So I wonder if you are a Jake main or you have a lot of hours on Jake, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of these changes, because I'm interested to get like a professional's opinion, because I don't really mess with Jake too much. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think of his changes. And we should should probably get into them now. The air/ground neutral special. If Jake eats multiple opponents, he will spit them all out on the first spit. Cool. Spitting no longer counts towards air special count. Jake can aerial spit even if he is exhausted by his air specials. That's okay. It is a little weird that that would count, so I'm not mad at that. I wonder if that's going to change any of his combo games, or maybe you can do 2 air specials, you know, including grabbing them and then spitting them into your teammate and he can combo them or something. I wonder if that's like a big change. I don't know. Spit opponents are now properly classified as projectiles. Okay. And then weakened stacks apply on a hit, reduced to 2 from 5. So now just less weakened stats. You're not going to stack it as easily. You're not going to make them as weak. So keep that in mind, that you can't really use that to get a lot of stacks quickly on them. And then, which I believe 5 stacks is what triggers weakened, right? So maybe like you'll actually have to apply weakened from a different source or eat them multiple times to actually apply the cap, you know, the cap of 5. So yeah, they'll just do less damage, take less damage now. You'll have to find another way to stack to get the maximum amount of stacks on them, which is really what you want, because you want all the stacks on them so you do the most amount of damage, the most amount of knockback. So you'll probably just have to get it from another source or eat them a lot. The air ground down special, attack duration reduced to 3 seconds from infinite duration, can no longer hit the same enemy multiple times. That's nice. I like that, because having some big thing slam on you and stuff, especially with it having an infinite duration, even if they whiffed and you go to punish, sometimes you would still get hit by it because the hitbox was still active. So that's nice. So maybe you probably just punish that a lot easier, or the punishes you were doing will land more consistently now. So that's pretty good, especially if you do not like going against Jake. The air side attack, whiff recovery increased by 6 frames. Land cancel window delayed to match increased whiff recovery. Cool, good that lines up. On hit cancel window moved 2 frames earlier, so now you can cancel it a little bit sooner if you actually land it, so that might make it easier to combo out of it. This should give the opponent more of a window to punish Jake on a whiffed attack, while also giving Jake more of an opportunity to successfully follow up from a hit attack. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, that's great. That's the definition of a good change, is it helps people counter it, and then it empowers the player when they land that attack, which I think is optimal balancing. It's like, if you miss, you will be like high risk, high reward kind of. If you miss, you're going to get punished a lot easier, but if you hit, you're going to be able to combo and do more damage easier. So I like that. I like the trade-off. And then the air down attack, damage reduced on the first 2 hits. Cool. Third hit, ignite duration reduced to 0.5 seconds from 1 second. Cool. It just does less damage. So if you're playing Jake, maybe don't play it or don't do that move as much. I know that's I'm pretty sure the air down attack is the kickflip and skateboard move. Which, man, remember when it was infinite? That sucked. Or when you could chain it like 4 or 5 times or whatever. So yeah, Jake did get nerfed, but he is going to be a little bit worse. But I think this one, the spit doesn't count as an air special, and the on hit cancel window for his air side attack, I think that they really help him actually. So yeah, just maybe be a bit more careful with the side air attack, because you have that extra whiff recovery. But yeah, I think this is pretty good for Jake. It makes him a little less infuriating to go against, and it encourages, it empowers them when they actually land the attacks they go for. And if you make a big swing and you get the hit, you're gonna do damage. But if you whiff, you're gonna get punished. So yeah, LeBron got all buffs, or well, almost all buffs, mostly buffs, lots of buffs. The air down attack, knockback angle pushed to be more horizontal. Okay, that's cool. I wonder if it means with the ball or without the ball. I wish they would specify that, because he does have 2 air down attacks, but moves more horizontal. Cool. I mean, if you're playing with a teammate that stacks the horizontal knockback increase perk, I mean, that helps. So you could maybe stack it with him or whatever, and that attack will be a lot better. But basketball, enemies can no longer hit the basketball. Cool. Thank God. Nothing is more infuriating than throwing it, hitting it, or doing throwing it down to set up those traps, and then someone is just Nope. Bye. Just bye. Get that basketball out of here. Now you can actually do your setups a little bit more. You can actually set up traps and hazards that the enemies have to watch out for. I really like that change. I think that's really good. And the basketball will always bounce back when blocked by projectile blocking effects. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And then the ball ground neutral special, ground pass projectile speed increased, air version unaffected. So now when you go to like pass it goes faster. You can probably catch people off guard with that for the first couple of weeks, I bet. And I wonder if this is going to help his combo game out. Because I know a lot of his combos, you know, you pass it, you catch it, and you pass it back. I wonder if there's new combo routes, or if you can do some new, like some different stuff with it. Since it travels faster, you might be able to connect hits that necessarily wouldn't have connected before. So that's cool. I can't wait to see people mess around with that. The no ball air side attack hitbox active frame window moved 3 frames earlier. That should land a lot more consistently. You're not just going to reach out and miss them or whatever. So that's cool. You can actually hit people a lot closer to you and a lot sooner. I like that. The ball ground up attack hitbox active frame window moved earlier. That should land more consistently. On hit cancel window moved earlier to allow for more reliable combo follow-ups. There we go. See, they're really just making him more of a combo character, which is nice. And then the ball ground down attack cancel window moved earlier. So yeah, all of these buffs really just help him with his combo game. You can combo easier with the speed. With the speed buff, you might have new combo routes. So if you're a LeBron main and you love doing those flashy like ball pass combos, or just, you know, like going for the big combos, you should be pretty happy. See, I'm more of a dunking LeBron main. All I try to do is just dunk on people, which is probably why I don't win a lot with LeBron. But yeah, if you're like a LeBron combo expert, or you just really enjoy it, you should be pretty happy with this patch. And Morty got so many changes. Man, we have a while to go. Let's go. Morty got so many changes. Alright, signature perk, extra fleet juice. Now cleans up Tom and Jerry's mousetrap. It cleans up Garnet's electric zone. Cool. Passive is actually enabled now. His passive is in the game. It works. Ally grenade passive has been enabled. There we go. If you guys don't know, man, it hasn't been active, so I actually don't know how to trigger it. But you put a grenade on your ally, and I believe they can throw it. I haven't played Morty since this patch came out, since I've been no-lifing Gizmo. But yeah, just having his passive actually be enabled is a pretty good buff. It works. It's in the game now. That's cool. His air ground neutral special. Ammo cooldown increased to 13 seconds from 12 seconds. Knockback scaling increased from 23 to 25. Grenades can now be knocked back by ally projectiles. Enemy projectiles will destroy grenades. So it looks like this was more of a nerf, because it takes a second longer for your grenade to come back. It doesn't do as much knockback because the scaling is increased. So when the scaling is increased, it's less effective. Like if you play Mortal Kombat 11, certain moves will scale your combos up higher so that you do less damage. Especially with like your fatal blow. If you combo into it, like do a lot of hits and combo into it, it's scaled so much further that it doesn't do that much damage. So yeah, his grenades look like they got nerfed. Especially enemy projectiles with destroy grenades. That one's gonna be rough. Especially, can you imagine 2 Mortys going after each other? It's like grenade, laser, everything just gets destroyed. Air ground down special. Sorry. Fixed issue where Morty or his ally would be randomly pulled back to the save point. This will now only trigger when the ally is near the blast zone. Which, that's a good fix, because it would be really weird whenever I would pull an ally back to me and they're like, man, why'd you do that? And it's like, I really wasn't trying to, I didn't mean to, but it apparently was a glitch. It was a bug, so it's cool that that's fixed. Now hopefully you won't pull your buddy back when he's mid-combo or something and fuck up his game plan, or their game plan, so cool. Air side special. Portal aim reticle now only shows for the Morty player in online matches. That's nice, because the enemy being able to see exactly where you're coming out or the angle that you're going out at is really bad, because they can just account for it. It's like, I like to use his air special as kind of like a dodge, you know? And when they know where you're gonna be, it's hard to dodge, because they're like, oh, I can just, you know, I can just adjust my aim. So that's nice. I don't know why they thought like having the opponent also see that was a good idea, but that's a really good change. His ground side special more consistently hits projectiles. Cool. I mean, especially if you can really set up his zoning game and duplicate those grenades with a spike a bunch. It would be a little frustrating when you would go to hit the grenade to duplicate it, and you would be pretty much on it, and it would just be like, nah. So it's nice that that actually hits him now. Air, ground, neutral, attack. Fix an issue where the blaster could spawn 2 shots when fired. Knockback duration or direction now based on projectile velocity, and knockback scaling increase. So does less damage, or less knockback. Sorry, it does less knockback, and the direction now is based off the velocity. Cool. And it's good that they fixed the bug where it was shooting more than one projectile, so it actually works as intended, and the Morty player isn't getting, you know, basically double damage or double whatever. You know, it's working like it should. It also should help fighting Morty. It should make him a little less annoying, because I'm sure when that stuff would accidentally happen, because it was a bug, it would be really annoying. It's like, come on, like why? Why'd it have to happen at this situation? So yeah, maybe that'll make him less annoying to fight, because there's no chance of this happening. Then the ground up attack. Fix an issue where the blaster could spawn 2 shots. Oh, okay, same thing. And then ground side attack. Full jab combo now connects more reliably. Nice, because having people dodge out of your jab string when you most certainly hit them was really annoying. So yeah, Morty has some pretty good buffs. He also has some, I would consider these nerfs as well, but it's nice that his passive is active. It's nice that the Fleep Juice actually cleans up those traps. His jab string should actually work and connect more consistently, and maybe that'll help his combo game too, so people aren't just zoning the entire time. And it's good that they fixed a bug where 2 shots can spawn. I still think they need to change him off of being a bruiser into being a mage, because he's not a bruiser. He has so many projectiles, so many zoning tools, so much area denial. He's not a bruiser. He is 100% a zoner. I mean, I know you can do some really cool combos with him, but it's a platform fighter. You can do combo fighter, or you can do really cool combos with everyone. But like, he's not a bruiser. Like him and Batman being like this. Batman, you know, has really good combos, really good like melee attacks and stuff like that, and like one decent projectile. Morty has a bunch of decent projectiles and a couple good combos, like melee attacks and stuff. So to me, you know, Morty's definitely a mage. He's not a bruiser, but we'll see. Maybe that will get changed in like the next update, the next patch. They'll just relabel him. I know a lot of games have done that before. Like if you've ever played the MOBA Smite, there's been a lot of characters that will come out and they're like, you know what? They don't really play like this role, so let's switch their classification. And maybe they'll do that with Morty. Maybe they'll switch him and be like, okay, he's not a bruiser. Let's make him a mage. Alright, Rain Dog got some buffs, and it looks like one nerf. Rain Dog, air, ground, neutral attack. Enemies can no longer hit the spit projectile. That should make it stronger, because enemies can't, you know, hit it and cancel it or whatever. So if you like playing Rain Dog, you like zoning, that's good for you. Air up attack. The vacuum knockback applied to first hit to help the vacuum knockback applied to first hit to help the two hits chain together more reliably. That's a good buff, especially if it makes it land more reliably. That will probably help his combos too, at least his air game a little bit, so that's nice. Hopefully we see some really cool stuff done now that that lands more reliably, and hopefully more people actually decide to go with the up air attack, since they know it'll probably work the way they want it to, so that's good. Then the ground neutral attack, holding down and dodging no longer cancels into the next attack as quickly to prevent extreme rapid firing at the projectile attack. Thank God. There's nothing more annoying than going up against the Rain Dogs. That's just blah 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 blah, you know. So yeah, you can't fire your shots as fast, so your zoning game is a little bit weaker now, or at least when you do go to zone, you'll have to think a little bit harder and maybe do some other attacks and stuff. You can't just machine gun everything now. So yeah, I actually think that's some really good Rain Dog changes. It makes his zoning game a little bit stronger by making sure that the spit projectiles can't be destroyed. His up air attack lands more reliably, so hopefully we see some better like air combo game by Rain Dog. And then the ground neutral attack, no more rapid firing. I'm sure a lot of people are very happy to see that, especially if you're at higher ranks where a lot of Rain Dogs are doing this, or really, I mean, I guess a lot of Rain Dogs are doing pretty much most of them. But yeah, I think that's probably the best change so far that I've seen. Should make him a lot less annoying to go against, and maybe some people will not be scared to pick him up because they don't want to be labeled as, you know, an annoying zoner and stuff. So yeah, Rain Dog, good changes. I actually really like those. I think Rain Dog, pretty good. Shaggy, my main. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see what happened. Okay. Rage, Air, Ground, Down Special. Super Sandwich now classified as a heavy projectile. So it'll go through smaller projectiles, which means that technically Shaggy could counter zone some characters with his Rage Sandwich, which is cool. I like that actually. I like being able to get in a little bit easier. The Air, Ground, Side Special. Bug Fix correctly branches to other attacks on hit for non-rage side specials. I mean, yeah. That's okay. I mean, I never personally had issues with like comboing off of that or landing that or whatever. So, I mean, it's good that it's a bug fix. Things are working better. Things are working the more of the way they intend to. Maybe if you're one of those people that just do nothing but spam side special, this might affect you super hard, but I don't think it will, because I know a lot of people do that. When I did the Gizmo launch stream, which you should follow me on twitch.zuliulix. It's in my description of the video. Please go follow me. We counted, and we played against the Shaggy, and they did 23 side specials in a row without changing up their attacks. 23 in a row. So maybe that person is going to be a little bit affected by this, but yeah, it's a bug fix. Things work better. I mean, there's not much to say. The ground down attack. Armor removed from the attack and knockback angle pushed to be more horizontal. So that's his like leg slam. Sucks that the armor is removed from that, because that you're going to get knocked out of your combos a lot more. But I can also see where that kind of needed to be changed, because a lot of the time I would just do it to get that hit of armor to make sure I didn't get knocked out of stuff. So if you're playing Shaggy, just be mindful that you don't have armor on that anymore. So things you could get away with, you're not getting away with anymore. I've had to adjust my play a little bit, but I still think Shaggy has good combos and stuff. You just have to be a little bit more careful. So sucks that changed. And the horizontal also makes sense. This one does affect your combos quite more at higher percents. At lower percents, you can, I've noticed I've been able to do my combos just fine. At higher percents, instead with where it would bounce vertically, you could usually jump, like double jump or jump higher and then connect with an up special or something, or do whatever you needed to in the air. With it being more horizontal, you're going to have to chase after them a little bit, which gives them time to dodge, get out of the way, for their teammate to attack you, something like that. So his combos are changing a little bit, but I've been just going to the lab and just finding new routes and stuff and just making sure I know what connects a little bit better. So yeah, if you play Shaggy, or if you haven't played Shaggy in a while, some of your combos might not work as well, but you know, with time, I think the Shaggy main community will learn to adjust and be okay. Weight lowered to 68 from 76. So this is 8. He's lower by 8. You will die a little bit sooner. A lot of things that you think might not kill you will kill you now. Just be more careful, be more cautious, especially when you get to those higher percents. Know that you're lighter. You know, there's a lot of things where I would just be like, I'm Shaggy, I'm a bit heavier, I can go in, I can be more aggressive. But now I'm kind of like, I am 8 units lighter. I need to be a little bit more careful. Maybe I shouldn't take this risk if I don't know it's going to land. You know, just make sure you hit confirm stuff. Don't do anything cheeky, you know, stuff like that. And then his ground up special. Jump cancel and ground up air special is delayed to prevent a true combo into air up special because it was killing at unexpectedly low damage. Personally, I didn't do this because I'm bad at canceling a lot of attacks. So I'm pretty sure that's where you're just chaining up specials. You can do like up special, cancel up special real quick and just hit them with 2 in quick succession. Yeah, that doesn't work as much. It's delayed, so I wonder if you can connect it at all. It's definitely not a true combo anymore. I mean, I'm sure against some people that maybe try to like jump straight up to dodge your attack, or they dodge straight up to get out of it, you'll still connect to, but it's not a new true combo. It's not guaranteed to connect, but I'm sure you can mind game it, you know, and force the opponent to options select, because if you hit them with the up, they can either dodge up, down, or right, If they dodge up or go up, you can hit them with another up special and connect. It's not a true combo, but this still kind of applies, like you kind of do it the old way. If they go to the sides, you can, side special, or you can do side neutral, or not side neutral, side normal, which is my preferred combo thing in the air, is side normal. And then if they go down, just, air down normal or down special or whatever. I actually kind of like that. If you do land that up special, that ground up special, you do have a nice option select, which I think adds some really cool counterplay and mind games to Shaggy, or going against the Shaggy. So yeah, I mean, he got nerfed. I don't really see these as a lot of bad things, because a lot of this stuff, like, this is arguably broken and a little cheeky, kind of dirty, so I'm not sad to see this is fixed, because I mean, I never did it in the first place, but now you have to play a little bit better. You can't just cheap it, kind of like, it's cheap. That's what it was cheap, but you can't do that anymore. His weight got lowered, so he dies a little bit sooner, or he gets knocked back further, so just be more careful. This is the biggest one right here, the ground down attack. Some combos aren't going to work the way they used to. You don't have that armor, so you can't use that as kind of a shield, or you can't time that to get away from stuff. Like I said, there are things that you could do before that you can't get away with now, so just got to be more careful. But and sorry I'm spending so long on Shaggy. Shaggy's who I play the most, so I had the most to comment on him. But yeah, Shaggy got nerfed. I don't really think he's dead. I don't think that he got hit super hard, especially with this being able to actually like help you counter zoners and stuff. That's really cool. I actually really like that. But yeah, just play a bit more careful. Know that you can die sooner. Know that you don't have armor on there, so yeah. But yeah, I think Shaggy's still probably gonna be pretty good. I mean, personally, the way I play him, I haven't seen too much change other than, this one. But, yeah, I don't think he's that bad. I think he definitely needed this fixed. I didn't even know about this until now. So, maybe that was a bigger issue than, I was aware of. But, yeah, I think Shaggy's still pretty good. I mean, yeah. Steven. Steven Universe. Air ground up special. After spawning 2 shields with his up special, Steven must land on solid ground before he can spawn more shields with his up special. That just prevents shield spam and stuff. Cool. Makes him a little less annoying to go against. If you've done this before, just, know that you have to land now and touch ground and stuff. But this should just make him less annoying to go up against, which is always a good change. So cool. Then Superman. Okay, up air special. Added additional whiff recovery. Fixed a bug where Superman could grab enemies from far away as they bounced off walls. That was a really broken bug, where if they bounced anywhere in the stage, if you could time it to where you could grab them. Because for some reason, the game reading the bounce would read them as you hitting them with your hitbox. So like if you could bounce on a wall over on the other side of the stage, and if I timed my air up special, I was grabbing you. You would just teleport over and I'd do whatever. So that's cool. Later startup on active hit frames. So now you can hit him a bit sooner. If you know it's coming, you could try to like time an attack and hit him before the active frames start. Or you can just get out of the way and use this additional whiff recovery to punish him more. I know a lot of people are complaining about the grabs and stuff, and the grabs are pretty strong, but I don't, honestly, my issue isn't with the whiff recovery or whatever. For my issue with the grabs is I feel like if Superman is going for a grab and I'm doing an attack that has a hitbox, I don't think he should be able to grab me through my hitbox. Like I know for Gizmo, maybe Iron Giant, his butt slam, if I'm doing my butt slam down, where the bottom of my character, because I'm doing a slam, has a hitbox, I don't think he should be able to grab me through my hitbox and throw it. I think my hitbox should connect with his hand and hit him out of the grab and actually land my attack. It is a little infuriating when you're doing down attacks and you're hitting them, but the game is just like, nah, grab beats everything. So that is the change I would personally like to see against Superman. But I mean, the whiff recovery and the later startup on active frames should help punish and make those grabs a little less frustrating to go up against. Then his air side special. Fixed a bug where Superman could grab, same thing. Flight speed is reduced after Superman grabs the enemy, so it won't carry enemies as far. That's cool, because it was really infuriating to just get side special spammed by a Superman and just have him throw you off. Granted, you could dodge it. There are ways to counterplay it, but it's still annoying, especially, I imagine, if you're a new player to Multiversus and you go up against a Superman that just does nothing but spam you with grabs. that's pretty frustrating. So this is a good change, makes him less frustrating to play against, makes it easier to play around those grabs. If you make one mistake off stage, you're not certain to die. I mean, at higher percents you are, but like now you're not going to die at 10 because you got hit with 1.5, side specials. So yeah. The air, ground, down special now has an ammo cooldown. Superman spawns with 2 ammo. 1 new ammo returns every 8 seconds. This is to prevent heat vision camping, where Superman would only use this attack over and over again. Great, because honestly, people that did this, it felt like I was playing Injustice 2, where all he would do is run away and just spam the freaking ground laser, and it's like I can't get to him because he keeps flying away. He has better mobility than me. So this is, I'm going to call this the anti-Injustice 2 nerf right here. But yeah, it's nice that they gave him an ammo counter. You can't spam it. You can't camp with it. You can't zone with it. Superman, the premier tank / grappler, was camping, was zoning. So yeah, good change. Once again, makes him less frustrating to go against. So I'm okay with that. Ground, down attack, hitbox, active frames reduced. You just have to time it better, be in a better position if you want to land it if you're playing Superman. Then the ground, up attack. Hitbox adjusted so the attack no longer hits behind him. That's a good change. It was a little frustrating when he's doing this, like, up attack and it's hitting all around him, like in a kind of a rainbows type stuff. Now it should only be forward, like a 90-degree angle, You should hit forward and up like that. Because, you do like the fist. You won't hit behind. So that's cool. That makes him, once again, less frustrating to go against. Overall, I don't think he got nerfed super hard, because a lot of the shit that made him annoying were bugs. You know what I mean? Like grabbing anywhere off of a bounce was broken and annoying. His grabs got nerfed by having more whiff recovery and having a later start up on active frames. The heat vision has an ammo now, so you can't spam it. A lot of this, if you were a good Superman player because you knew how to play Superman, a lot of this will not affect you, because if you're going for grabs, they're going to land. If you're going for carries, that you can grab them and you have enough distance to actually get them off, or they're at a high percent and they're dead anyways. If you were a good Superman, odds are you probably weren't heat vision camping. So a lot of these I don't think really hurts players that know how to play Superman or people that really want to get good with the character. I think a lot of it is just I think a lot of it is just making sure that he's less annoying to go up against and less annoying to fight. So I actually I like those changes a lot. Sorry, Superman mains, but yeah, I don't think he got hit too hard. Actually, I like a lot of these. I like this patch so far because a lot of it isn't really nerfing characters like that were too strong or like broken or just really annoying or top tiers. A lot of it is just fixing bugs and making changes to make them less annoying. Like the moves are still good, you just can't use them in those annoying or spammy ways anymore. You have to use the move the way it was intended. So I like these changes. These are some good changes. Now we got Tasmanian Devil. Iron Stomach. Anvil now classified as a heavy projectile. Fix an issue with Taz's item throw animation. Cool. I mean, that's not really a buff or anything, but it's nice to know that's a heavy projectile and we'll go through stuff. I gotta get in there. Taz's ally can only enter the dog pile 1 time per use. Cool, because a lot of that was broken if you could, back out and enter it over and over and over again. So that's nice that you're in and you're out. You're not in and out, in and out, in and out, so that's cool. Skins, Beachcomber. Taz hat fixed to look more like his profile icon. Okay. Passive, max tasty stacks increased to 18 from 16. Chicken movement speed reduced to 1200 from 1500. Chicken maximum health reduced to 15 from 30. And chicken duration reduced 6 seconds from 8. So they move slower. It takes more stacks to get it applied to them. This is kind of 50-50, honestly, because I don't think it's a nerf. I also don't think it's a buff, because it takes more tasty stacks to turn them into a chicken, which is a nerf, but the chicken movement speed is reduced to 1200, so they're slower, it's easier to catch up to them, it's easier to combo them, so that's a buff. The chicken maximum health reduced to 15 from 30. That's a nerf, because they get out of chicken form earlier, and chicken duration reduced to 6 seconds from 8, so I guess it's overall more of a nerf. but I don't mind this, especially if you can capitalize on them moving slower and just chase them down and combo them while they're in that weakened state and can't really do a lot. I think it's pretty good. That's so far good Taz changes. Air, ground, neutral special. Taz can now eat and spit Bug's Safe, Bug's Rocket, and Shaggy's Super Sandwich. Eating an enemy in the air now applies 2 stacks of weakened. So yeah, now you can eat more projectiles. There aren't projectiles that just for some reason didn't work. I know a lot of people that picked up Taz and were trying to actually use him and not just spam Tornado. We're kind of confused because it's like some things you can eat, but some things you can't. Now it should be universal. Most projectiles get eaten. But yeah, and it adds some nice counterplay too, and really enforces Taz as a rushdown character because he's like, I'm coming after you. It doesn't matter if you send your safe after me, I'm gonna eat that. I'm coming after you. It doesn't matter if you send your rocket at me, I'm gonna eat that. And if you try to throw your super sandwich and you think that's gonna stop me, I'm gonna eat that and I'm gonna come after you anyways. So really good change, really good buff to really enforce Taz, that like just hungry rush down character, which I really like. And it's nice that you get to apply some stacks a weekend for eating an enemy in air. That's cool. Air, ground, side special on cooldown. Tornado duration increased to 0.5 seconds from 0.25 seconds. So on cooldown, tornado duration increased. How's that a nerf? Okay, on cooldown tornado. So is it saying the cooldown is increased? Or is it saying that when you use the cooldown version of the tornado, the duration of that is increased? Because if it's like, I know the on cooldown version of the tornado is weaker, but if it lasts longer, then wouldn't that be a buff? That's a weird change. I don't know about that one. Then we have the air/ground down special. Recovery frames decreased to allow for better combo follow-ups, helping his combo game, really enforcing him as that rushdown character. Good change. Air, ground up special allows canceling to dodge and jump to be able to escape while in the air. Makes him get away easier. I'm sure if you can cancel and dodge and jump, you can also combo a bit better or use anti-airs or whatever. So once again, rush down enforcing. Cool, good change. Air/ground up special allows canceling. Wait, is that the same thing? Yeah, that is the same thing. Man, I want to make a video that's like me patching the patch notes. I'm just playing. I love you, Players First Games. Please make me an ambassador, please. I filled out my application like day one. But yeah, good changes. I really like what they're doing with Taz. I know everyone still has a grudge against Taz for being just a menace when the game first came out, but I think they're getting him into a better spot where he's not just a spam monster that's blatantly overpowered. Now he's a rushdown character. He's good. You can still do really well with him. You can still perform really well with him, but you actually have to know his kit. You have to know his combos. You have to work for it. You can't just, side special, side special, side special, and just win like that. But yeah, I really like these changes to Taz. After reading this, I might pick him back up again, because I stopped playing him whenever everyone discovered he was overpowered, because I didn't want to be labeled as, one of those people. But I might have to pick up Taz again, because I really like, I like these changes. I like that they're making him a rushdown character. That's really cool. Then we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. I know this has been a pretty long video. I actually don't know how long we've been going for, but we're almost done. We've almost made it. Let's see. Tom and Jerry dynamite splits. Split dynamite sticks now detonate when they hit terrain, so now you can kind of angle it to where like you can either hit someone, like leave them and hit them as they're about to run into it, or you can just hit them straight on top of it. That's cool. I like that. Jerry air/ground up special. Jerry no longer hits enemies immediately after the rocket explodes. Damage is compensated, so I assume that means the rocket does more damage since Jerry is not going to hit them immediately after. Okay, that's a good change, especially if that means the damage got increased for the rocket, because the rocket is a really fun move to use. Jerry is now classified as a heavy projectile while in flight. No longer, so that means he goes through little projectiles, by the way. I wonder if that means he doesn't die from them, or doesn't take a hit from them. But cool, he's a heavy projectile. He goes through stuff and he'll clank with other ones. No longer refreshes his cooldown if he dies while attached to an ally. That's a good change, I think. Or wait, no longer refreshes. This says okay, yeah, that is a good change. So he doesn't immediately come back if he dies while attached to him. By refreshes, I assume that means the cooldown is like reset, as in it's completed and then goes back to 0 or whatever. So it's cool that he doesn't instantly come back, if that's what that means. I played a little bit of Tom and Jerry. I'm not an expert though, so I don't know. Reduced cork ammo to 2 from 3 cork ammo while attached to ally is unchanged. So he'll have 3 if he's attached to an ally and 2 if he's on his own, which means he can spam a little less, at least 1 projectile less anyways. Air side attack added 3 frames of recovery. Land cancel window delayed 7 frames. You can't cancel it out as sooner. This might hurt some of his combos. And added 3 frames of recovery, so you can whiff punish it a little bit more. Or even if it hits, you can still, like, he's not going to be able to combo immediately or 3 frames earlier like he would before. So yeah, I mean, that's okay. Just make sure you punish it, and if you play Tom and Jerry, you might have to learn a new combo because the cancel is delayed by 7 frames. So just keep that in mind. Air down attack added 3 frames of recovery. Land cancel window delayed by 3 frames. So same thing with this. It looks like they're really nerfing his air game because a lot of his air attacks are getting more whiff recovery. So my suggestion is maybe change the way you play a little bit if you play Tom and Jerry. But if you're an opponent, try to punish more, capitalize on those extra frames of recovery, and really go in and get some good attacks in before they can set up their zoning and stuff again. In the ground side attack, jab 1 hitbox active frame window moved 2 frames later. So basically that means it's 2 frames before those active frames start. So you might be able to hit them a little bit sooner out of it, but 2 frames really isn't that big of a change. A lot of this stuff, with only being like 3 frames, 2 frames, you kind of have to already be going for it. It's not like a reaction-based thing. You're not going to be like, oh, you did that, let me punish. Kind of already have to be going for it. So I think what a lot of this is doing is if 2 players are attacking at the same time after each other, Tom and Jerry is going to win those fights a little less because the other character's moves might, depending on the move, of course, hit sooner since the cancel has changed, and for this one, the startup has changed and stuff. So yeah, it looks like his air game got nerfed a little bit. But I think Jerry being classified as a heavy projectile and the dynamite detonating when they hit terrain is those are good changes. And it looks like the rocket might have more damage. So yeah, I don't think Tom and Jerry won or lost, just kind of in the middle. With this being like so like smaller frames, of course it adds up in the long run, but I bet a lot of players, unless they are really in depth on the frame data and stuff like that, probably aren't even going to notice these when they go to use them. But yeah, Tom and Jerry, you're all right. Last 2 characters, Velma and Wonder Woman. We're almost done, guys. I know this is kind of a longer video, but I asked you guys, and you guys said you want the in-depth version, and I actually like talking about the game like this quite a bit. So, yeah, let's continue. Velma, passive. Instead of calling the police, Velma now solves the mystery and calls the Mystery Inc. gang and the Mystery Machine to take the bad guys away. So I think this is just like a skin change. Like instead of a police car, it's now the Mystery Machine, which, I mean, okay. I mean, it definitely adds more flavor to her character since it actually calls, you know, something from Scooby-Doo from the show, not just a generic cop car. So, I mean, I like it. Adds more flavor to her, so go for it. And it's cool seeing the Mystery Machine in action. Air Up Special. No longer applies weaken stacks on hit. Cool. She can't just chain weaken and just stack weaken on you, which makes her even stronger and makes you take more damage. That's a good nerf. I like this nerf a lot. No longer heals Velma for her air ground neutral attack. No longer heals Velma when she hits an ally with a speech bubble. Cool. I mean, great. And her movement speed is also reduced. So these changes, the weakened and the healing changes, really just, I think, help with that Iron Giant Velma combo where Velma could heal and make Iron Giant tankier. Iron Giant could make them both tanky, and it was just a very hard combo to break through. Even if the Velma and Iron Giant were not good players, just the sheer amount of healing and gray health they could get was just, it made them a nightmare to fight. So I'm glad that Velma got nerfed. I think she needed to be fixed. I think she was too strong. So yeah, sorry Velma mains, but you got nerfed this patch because this is going to add up in the long run. Because think about how easy you put stacks on people and think about how much extra damage those stacks gave you. And now you don't have that. So it might take, like, her damage took a hit for sure because you don't have these weakened stacks anymore. But if you play Velma, if you're like a Velma main, let me know down below your experience with this stuff because, you know, I don't know any Velma mains or whatever because she's kind of a more niche character even though she's really good. Let me know what you think about these changes. Do you think the weakened stacks not being there is really going to affect your damage all that much? I think it will, because at least the Velmas I play against use this a lot to stack weakened. But I mean, there are ways around it. You can have a Batman, you can have any number of other characters that apply weakened. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you think about the Velma changes. I want to hear from the Velma mains. Where are all my Velma mains at? And then, lastly, we've hit the end. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Her ground, air, neutral special. The lasso is no longer classified as a projectile, so basically, not going to clank with anything. Can't get destroyed by things that destroy projectiles. Can't be blocked by things that block projectiles. It counts as a melee hit, I'm assuming. So that's good. That's a good change. Wonder Woman should now work probably a lot better. At least now you have an easier way to counter zoning because your lasso's not going to get destroyed or conflict with anything. Now it's going to go in. It's going to hit them. Ground down attack. No longer breaks projectiles while charging. I wonder if that was. I wonder if that was a bug or whatever or not. That's a weird change. I wonder why it would break projectiles while it was charging. I wonder if that was like just a bug or something that happened or something the devs intended, because it's a little weird if you're charging up something. Why would you have it do the effect while charging up? That's weird. But yeah, that's changed. No longer breaks projectiles while charging. So just be careful and know that while you're charging, zoning characters characters with projectiles will be able to hit you out of that. You can't just safely charge it anymore, so now you might have to run away a little bit to charge up, or you might just have to be more cautious. So just keep that in mind. Her movement speed was reduced by 25. That's such a small amount, especially when movement speed is in like the thousands and stuff. I really don't see that affecting all that much. Then her weight reduced from 71 to 71 from 76. So now she's a little bit lighter. You'll get knocked back further. You'll die at a slightly lower percent. They only changed it by 5, so it's not too much, But just know that in those clutch situations or in those niche situations, you are lighter, and you will be killed a little bit sooner. So maybe play a little bit more careful at those super high percents. Because it's only by 5, so at super high percents, I'd say anything past 125, 130, play a bit more careful. But overall, I don't think this is really going to affect your game plan. These two things, the movement speed and the weight, probably won't affect it all that much. But definitely the ground down attack and the lasso, know that it's not classified as a projectile, so that's going to work a lot better against zoning characters or another Wonder Woman or shields or whatever that block projectiles, and that the ground down attack no longer breaks them. So if you're going to charge up, make sure you're safe, make sure you're not in range of a Morty grenade or Gizmo arrow or whatever. So just be a little bit more careful. And that's going to be it for this one. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this patch. Let me know what you want to see in future patches. Do you think a character got nerfed too hard? Do you think a character should have gotten a buff? And more, what do you think about the Iron Giant changes? I know a lot of people have had issues with Iron Giant being too strong. Do you think they nerfed him too much? Do you think they didn't nerf him enough? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, if you enjoyed this, it looks like it's going to be an hour and 8-minute long patch note video. Definitely let me know what you think about it down below, and let me know what content you guys want to see. Do you want to see montages? Do you want to see guides? Do you want to see online matches? Let me know what you think it would be fun to see here on the channel. And yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Zuliulix, and I will see you out in the multiverse.